Hello all, I hope you all enjoyed the Game Boy collection video I did. We're back again for a Game Boy Color collection, so without further ado, let's just get straight stuck in with the first game I pull out of my little Mario tin. Oh, here we are. It is Sabrina, the animated series, Spooked. So this game was recommended to me by my good friend and fellow podcaster, Matt the Game Boyle, pretty famous on YouTube. Do check him out. I think he's pretty famous on YouTube. He should be. He makes a lot of. I know he's got about quite a following. Makes lots of great videos. So check him out. Good game this, of course. I expect nothing less from a recommendation from Mr. Boyle. Micro Maniacs. So this game, originally a PlayStation 1 game, I think. Correct me if I'm wrong. But it is like Micro Machines, but these little dudes running around on foot in real world environments. So that sort of Micro Machines scale. Really cool. I can't remember exactly how it plays on the Game Boy, but you know, if it's anything like Micro Machines, I hope pretty well. Worms Armageddon. I think I have the box for this actually, because as you may know if you've watched a few of these videos, I collect Worms games. So yep, I have the case for this one. So this plays pretty well from what I can remember. The Worms games on Game Boy aren't that bad, so you know, there are better ways to play Worms portably, but yeah, if you're like me, then you have to have the whole collection. Next up, we've got Driver. So Driver was something I remember being recommended to me by, I think, N64 magazine did a Game Boy compendium sort of thing, and Driver was one of the featured games in there. And yeah, Driver, you are the wheelman. This is the American copy of the game, so top-down game, you know, not too dissimilar from GTA. Again, this is as my memory serves me, because I haven't played a lot of these games for quite some time. I don't tend to play the Game Boy consoles very much. Street Fighter Alpha Warrior's Dreams is that? So not a bad version of Street Fighter, much better than the Game Boy version of Street Fighter 2. This actually is a very playable fighter for the Game Boy Color that I can heartily recommend. Of course, you get better fighters on the Game Boy Advance, for example, Street Fighter Alpha 3, but Street Fighter Alpha on the Game Boy is a very solid game. I enjoy it. So far I've been showing you these transparent cartridges for the Game Boy Color. So these are games that will only play on the Game Boy Color. And what I quite like about these cartridges is you can see which ones are official Nintendo cartridges because they're transparent. Because also something with Game Boy games is you find that there's a lot of copies out there. Anyway, this is Obi-Wan's Adventures. Not played this much, but I had a phase of collecting. In fact, if you go back to the very first Parry's Pickups video, I think this game's featured on it. I was going through a phase of collecting Star Wars games. I already had a fair few, but I was just kind of hunting down those ones which I quite fancied playing. So there's that one. Can't remember what it plays like though. Suzuki Alster Extreme Racing. I think I also have this on Dreamcast. But I was looking for a motorbike game for the Game Boy Color. I quite like to do this with my collections, have a game of every genre on each console, and this is why I bought this game. But I also heard it was pretty good, maybe even from a Metal Jesus Rocks video, but I can't. Well, I've dropped it now, but I can't quite remember if that was the case. And Wwf Betrayal, so this is $1.99 on it. Can't recall where I got this from. I feel it might have something to do with Matt Boyle again, but I can't remember. But I like wrestling games. I can't remember how this one plays. It might even be a side-scrolling beat-em-up. I think this one is the side-scrolling beat-em-up game, and that's probably why I have it. And of course, Star Wars Episode 1 Racer, and I do have the box for this one as well. And there it is. This is a big thick box because this is a rumble game, so you put a AAA battery in there and the cartridge rumbles. That does require this battery, I think, in a cartridge, so I guess over time these will stop rumbling, unless that battery has nothing to do with it. Of course it doesn't, because you've got a battery right here. That battery does the rumble, this battery probably does the save games, which, you know, that's what I can't guarantee works anymore. I haven't played this game for a while, but it's a top-down version of Pod Racer, one of my favourite games on the N64, and I think it transitioned pretty well to the Game Boy Color. Rumble game. And well, on the subject of rumble games, why not take a look at this? Pokemon Pinball. I bought this when it first came out from Toys R Us, I think. So this is my original copy from back in the day. And here is the cartridge. This time not transparent, because I think this game also works on the original Game Boy. It's not a Game Boy Color only game. And as you'll see there you go. Compatible with Game Boy and Game Boy Color, and as you'll see going forward, that these games that are compatible with both original Game Boy and Game Boy Color have the black cartridges. So next up we've got Puyo Puyo Sun, Pocket Puyo Puyo Sun. So I do enjoy a bit of Puyo Puyo. This is a Japanese game. It was, I can't recall if this was only released in Japan. It could have had a Western release, but here it is. Puyo Puyo, you probably know what it is. Puzzle game. Back to Star Wars and Yoda stories. Again, we've moved on to these black cartridges, playable on both Game Boy Color and Game Boy Original. This I first played as a PC game for Windows, I think, and it was transitioned to the Game Boy Color. I don't know how good it is, I can't remember, but I like Yoda, so I own it. Game & Watch Gallery 3, collection of a few Game & Watch titles, in Watch type titles. I can't remember what's on this, I can't even tell you from those pictures exactly. Because it's a Cake Factory, Donkey Kong Jr., Yoshi's Cookie or something. Anyway, that's Game & Watch Gallery 3. And one of my very first games for, and I do have a box for this, but I don't have it at hand. It is R-Type DX, probably my second game for the Game Boy Color. So I had Pokemon Blue and this, and then Pokemon Pinball and another Pokemon game that you'll see in a moment. But R-Type DX contains R-Type 1 and 2, it contains the original Game Boy versions as well as colour versions of those games, and it is absolutely fantastic. This cemented my love of R-Type, and it is one of the best horizontal shooters, and I find it so good that there aren't many things for me that I feel are better than R-Type. So if I want a horizontal shooter, I do usually gravitate towards playing the R-Type games. Wario Land 2 next, and wow, yeah, great continuation of the same sort of gameplay that was established in Wario Land, Super Mario Land 3. Good game, playable on both. I think this also exists as an original Game Boy cartridge, just in grey. It doesn't play, well, it would play in the colour, but without the colour features. Anyway, I'm rambling. Putty Carrot. I do have the box for this, but I don't have it at hand. This is a puzzle game. I've forgotten exactly what you do in it. It's by Taito. I think it's pretty good from what I recall. Yes, a couple of these boxes I don't have at hand. It's probably because they're in a place I can't get to at the minute. Wrestlemania 2000 is actually a wrestling game, not a side-scrolling beat 'em up, and I can't remember how good it is, but it was good on the N64, so fingers crossed this one's pretty good. Please tell me in the comments if you played any of these games, especially the ones that I can't remember how they play, and you tell me what your thoughts are on them. I do have Pokemon Trading Card Game, which was the other Pokemon game I was insinuating about earlier. That was one of my very earliest Game Boy games, and that was a black cartridge, worked on Game Boy Color and of course original Game Boy. Played it a lot, but I can't find it, so I'll just mention that I've got it. Here is Super Mario Bros. Deluxe, great version of Mario Bros. Fully featured, made especially for the Game Boy Color, only playable on the Game Boy Color as well, as you can tell by the cartridge. I really like this game a lot, of course, and it adds so much to that original winning Super Mario Bros. Formula that it's well worth picking up if you can get it. I don't know if it's one of them expensive games. Occasionally you're run into games like that, don't you? Especially if they're Mario, and there'll be far too much money. Gremlins Unleashed. I like Gremlins. Curious about this one. Plays pretty well. I think it's another one called Stripe versus Gizmo, available for the Game Boy Color. Could be Advance, but I'd love to try Stripe versus Gizmo as well. I love myself some Micro Machines. Here's Micro Machines 1 and 2 Twin Turbo, only for Game Boy Color. Pretty sure that plays very well from my memory. The Lion King Simba's Mighty Adventure, that I have the case for here, or the box. Slight bit of sticker damage on Timon and Pumbaa there, but they are there. Now this is a good game, and if you are a fan of the original Lion King game on the Mega Drive and the Mega Drive and the Super Nintendo, then you'll probably like this, although I seem to remember it being incredibly easy. So don't get it if you want a challenge. I don't think it's very challenging. Oh, I talked about Obi-Wan Adventures earlier. I found the case for it. So that's another one I have the case for. I suppose it's a pretty unorganised video. I'm just throwing stuff at you left, right and centre. The Mask of Zorro. Here he is. Anthony Hopkins, Antonio Banderas and Catherine Zeta-Jones. So if you remember back to one of my other videos, I mentioned about collecting Zorro games, and that's why I have this game. This game, from my recollection, is not very good. I can't recommend it to you. But here it is. It is part of my collection, so hence why I'm featuring it here. And again, I forgot I had the box for Super Mario Bros. Deluxe, and here it is. So it goes into some detail about the extra features that it's got. Challenge mode, versus mode, and I think hook it to the Game Boy printer, hook it up to the Game Boy printer as well and print stickers. But I really like this game. Great cover art too. Here's a fun one. This one has a gyroscope in it. It's you call it a gyroscope? It's Kirby Tilt and Tumble, or Koro Koro Kirby, I think it's called in Japan. Please correct me again if I'm wrong. It's got some Japanese on the back there. But fun game where you roll Kirby around, so you know it's like he's really in your Game Boy as you roll him about, and it comes a nice transparent pink cartridge. Don't know if the other versions do, but this game isn't heavy on text, so if you want to pick up a slightly cheaper copy of it, then there's always that import option for Game Boy. Wario Land 3. So if you liked the previous games, then you'll probably enjoy this. Have the box for this one. Can't remember when I got this game, in all honesty. But here it is, and another good entry into the Wario Land series. And Matt Boyle gave me this one, I know that for sure. It's Thunderbirds for the Game Boy Color. And I can't remember how I ended up with this, or if Matt was recommending this, so I can't tell you if this is a must play or not, but here it is, not in the centre of the frame. It's Thunderbirds for the Game Boy Color. So again, like every one of these videos I've done recently, I might have missed something that I do own, and I know I do, because Pokemon Silver isn't here and Pokemon Crystal isn't here either. So I knew I had a couple more. Unfortunately, I can't find trading card game Pokemon Crystal or Pokemon Silver. they're somewhere, but now I'll just show you what else I could find. We'll start with an import. This is an American copy, box copy of Lemmings for Game Boy Color, and I also have the Japanese version of that game, which is actually called Lemmings Versus. Let's have a little look in the Japanese box, if I can get it open. So unlike the original Game Boy ones, these are cardboard inserts with Game Boy embossed into there. There's some sort of registration card, and also the hopefully colour instructions. There you go. So back in the days when we used to get instructions. So that's what the innards of a Game Boy Color, Japanese Game Boy Color box have inside them. So not too dissimilar in size to the original Game Boy Japanese boxes. It's nice, isn't it? I mean, it's slightly colour faded, but it's nice that in Japan they don't mind things being small. Whereas, of course, when you release things outside of Japan, they have to make them look a little bit more substantial. Hence why you get Game Boy Color boxes that look like that. But not the best version of Lemmings. Yeah, I think the music isn't the same, which is a massive disappointment. Another massive disappointment is this game here. This is Gex Deep Cover Gecko. Slightly crushed box, but there's the cartridge there. I don't think I've got the instructions for this one, or have I? Yes, they're in here. Yeah, they're the most boring instructions I think ever. And I've shown all this in an older video, so I won't go into too much detail, but Gex, I like the Gex games, but this one I wasn't so keen on. I think my favourite would still be Gex 3D or Gex 64, which was the one I played the most. But there we have it, that is my Game Boy Color collection. Minus a couple of things I couldn't find. So thanks so much for taking the time to watch this video. If you liked it, do leave a like. If you like this kind of content, then subscribe to the channel. We don't only do collection videos, I also come on to camera occasionally and do a series called Tom's Gaming World. We have regular videos from our friend Bruno. That's called Bruno's Boxes, and Bruno opens things he's bought, a lot of toys and games and comics and such, and he uses some of those subscription boxes too, like Loot Sci-Fi and Marvel Gear and Goods, and there's another one, World's Greatest Heroes DC one, I think it's called. Anyway, I'm blabbering on. Thanks again. Until I see you again for another video, it is goodbye and game on. See you later.